Welcome back. It's the Big Meer Podcast. We are back. We back. We got a lot of ground to cover. It's been a minute. We're just gonna jump right into it. Now, if you know me, you know I am just the biggest Tom Brady fanboy, right? So again, same as last year, the year before that, we already know what it is. The sky is blue, water is wet. Tom Brady is in the Super Bowl, and he won. This will be the sixth Super Bowl for Tom Brady, sixth Super Bowl championship, I should say. So that makes him, as an individual player, he has the most Super Bowl championships, which is crazy, especially with the level of difficulty that involves with football in general. Man, it's really hard. It's hard to go to a Super Bowl. You got Hall of Fame guys like Phil Rivers who never tasted a Super Bowl, and that dude's a Hall of Famer. The difficulty is crazy. Everybody has to be on point in football. If your whole team ain't right, if one person run the wrong way, or let's say you're on defense and the corner goes for it and misses, that's a debacle. That could really screw up the game. If you remember, last year, what Stephon Diggs caught that crazy pass because whoever was guarding him decided that he was gonna try to crack him, and he missed, and boom, wide open lane, touchdown. We going to the NFC Championship. So little mistakes like that could cost you the entire game. So in football, you got to be on point. Also, you getting hit all the time, especially as a quarterback. And Tom Brady is not only a quarterback, but he's 41 years old. And, people are looking to make names for themselves. People are looking to hurt the quarterback. People are looking to get that sack, get their numbers up, get their stats up, because ultimately in the free agency, that's how these linemen make their money. This is how they make their living, by getting to that quarterback and smacking them. So for Tom Brady to be 41, for football to be as hard as it is just anyways, and he continues to keep winning, winning, and winning to the point where now he is the leader in Super Bowl championships. That's an amazing accomplishment. I could care less how you feel about Tom Brady. I know people like to take away accolades. They'll say, oh, it was the Bill Belichick, it was the system. Let's be quite frank. Bill Belichick was in Cleveland losing his job and got lucky and landed on the GOAT named Tom Brady. Let's just be frank. But anyways, let's get into the game real quick because we got a lot of ground to cover. Super Bowl, Tom Brady, 21 for 35 with no touchdowns or interceptions, 262 yards thrown. This game was boring as all hell, by the way. It ended 3-13. My prediction, I expected a blowout, actually. I said the Patriots gonna win an absurd number to 0. And I did predict the Rams to not score at all. They ended up getting 3 because I felt that with Gurley being compromised, that defense was a little overrated without him. So that's pretty much what happened. Gurley was on the sideline most of the game. He didn't really get to do anything. But yeah, 3-13. Sony Michel was the only one with a touchdown. He had 94 yards rushing. I believe Julian Edelman, who was the Super Bowl MVP this year, and shouts out to him, man, because that's crazy. He officially solidified his legacy. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer now with that performance. 10 receptions, 141 yards, no touchdowns, but he did have a 14.1 yard average. He was balling. And for the guys that were guarding him, man, Julian Edelman was open the whole damn game. It was very sad. Even Gronk got a little action in. This is probably Gronk's worst season, the worst season of Gronk's career. 6 receptions, 87 yards. Homeboy has slowed down tremendously. If he decided to retire, it's almost like, can you blame him? He didn't really do anything. It was like he was quasi-invisible the whole season. He made a big play against the Chiefs the last game. He was pretty much the X factor. He had that big catch down the stretch, which ultimately led to that rush in where they advanced to the Super Bowl. So he had one big play that I can remember all playoffs. If Gronk decided to retire, like I said, don't blame him. Homeboy has slowed down. He pretty much has been reduced to a O-lineman. That's what Gronk does now. He is a blocker, pretty much. So it is what it is. Boy, did the Rams play it bad, especially Goff, man. And yeah, Goff 19 for 38, 229 on yards, 1 interception. He had the most boneheaded pick, and you know exactly what I'm talking about if you watch the game. That pick was like Why would you even try to throw that? But anyways, congratulations to the Patriots again. Congratulations to that GOAT, Tom Brady. We all kind of knew we was gonna win. Deep down inside, I know we want to see something different, but man, I love to see guys build their legacy, and that's what Tom Brady's doing. He got 6, so shouts out to the homie Tom Brady. But now we get to concentrate on basketball again. Like usually for me, because basketball it kind of doesn't really start to spice up until honestly, right before or right after the All Star game, and the All Star game is like next week, I think. Next Friday it starts. So now we get to focus on basketball again. Milwaukee currently number 1 in the East. The Warriors obviously number 1 in the West. It's a foregone conclusion. You know, again, I know we like to see something different, but the Warriors are gonna win again. Have you seen this lineup? Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins is back. The one thing that the Warriors really never had was a big man, a star big man, and now they have it. Nothing is wrong with DeMarcus Cousins anymore. I know it was a little people were a little hesitant on what his performance would be when he got back. Was he gonna start slow? Dude is full. Homeboy is full steam ahead. It's scary how like he was ready. He is he. Nothing is wrong with DeMarcus Cousins. That first game he came back, he scored 14 points in 15 minutes. That's impressive, especially for a guy. I think he tore his ACL or something. He was out for a year. So shouts out to DeMarcus Cousins. He back. No, again, man, no competition. Honestly, the Lakers without LeBron James have plummeted. On top of that, Lonzo got hurt. He'll be out for another 4 weeks. The Lakers are plummeting right before our eyes. But LeBron, he'll bring them back up. You definitely can trust LeBron enough to get you to the playoffs. Now, this is the Western Conference. It's a much harder conference than the East, but LeBron will get you to the playoffs. I think I did my predictions. I like to do my predictions before the season starts when I get an overall view of the rosters and how they look on paper, and I do my predictions that way because to me it's just more fun than waiting halfway through the season and then making a prediction. So I did have the Lakers, I think, at the 7th or 6th seed anyways. I think they currently are 8 or 9. So LeBron will get them in there, though. They really don't have anything to worry about. But when it comes to the playoffs, though, I don't want anybody to expect anything different. The Warriors are going to take this championship again. It's just that simple. This much we pretty much watching just for entertainment. I'm a Bulls fan through and through, and every time the Bulls lose, I'm like throwing a party and I'm chanting Zion, and I hope we get Zion because I'm like Zion got me watching college basketball. I never watched college sports ever. I want nothing to do with them. But Zion Williamson is just something different, something special. This dude is gonna be nasty. He's NBA ready right now. I think they were doing a debate on ESPN. I forget what show it was, but they were like, can this current Duke team beat the Cavs current team? 100%. They will bust the Cavs ass. No hesitation, no doubt about it. Zion Williamson is different. Please, Chicago, draft this dude. Just tank. Make it. I don't care if it's blatant or not. Just tank. Don't let the Knicks get him. Don't let the Cavs get another first draft pick. Let them get RJ Barrett. They can have him. We want Zion. We want somebody that we could walk around, be proud of, and be hopeful of, just like those D Rose days when we thought D Rose was gonna be that guy before he got hurt. Chicago, I think Chicago deserves a little bit of, deserves another big star and deserves some hope. We got Wendell Carter. He's cool. We got Lauri Markkanen, who I was very skeptical of when we first got him, but, he's turning out to be a solid basketball player. We got Zach LaVine, who he can score, but boy, is he is a pitiful, piss poor defender. We're never going to win with this team. Tank it out, get Zion, and at least Bulls. All I'm not even asking to win at this point anymore. I'm asking you to sell me hope. And that's it. That is it. In other news with basketball, Anthony Davis, we all know he asked for the trade. The funniest thing to me about the whole Anthony Davis trade request was Lakers fans was acting like they just signed Anthony Davis when the news broke that he asked for the trade. I'm like, bro, if I'm the New Orleans Pelicans, and even if you are a Lakers fan and you are the New Orleans Pelicans, put yourself in their shoes. Why in the blue hell would you just send Anthony Davis, a guy who you gave a $150 million extension to when he didn't deserve it at the time? He hadn't done nothing but push his team to an eighth seed just to get swept in the first round. He hasn't really done anything for you. He ain't brought no MVP home. He ain't brought no division title home. He hasn't, again, like, I don't know how many times I got to stretch it. He hasn't done anything for you. You gave this dude a $150 million extension. His contract is running out. He asked for a trade. And you think I'm gonna give him what he want, which is to go to the Lakers? And this is all pretty much rumor and innuendo at this point that he wants to go to the Lakers. I haven't heard Anthony Davis say, "Yo, I want to go to the Lakers." Just back when Paul George requested a trade, he was like, "Yo, trade me now, get something for me because I want to go to the Lakers." That's his words, not the media's. But according to most media sources, Anthony Davis is interested in going to the Lakers. So for now, let's just say that's true, right? Let's say that's true. Anthony Davis wants to go to Lakers. Okay, cool. That is the last team I'm going to think about sending you to. And apparently the Lakers gave this crazy deal that really would have screwed over their team. And I think they tried to give away Lonzo, Kuzma, Rondo, and a first-round draft pick just for Anthony Davis, like nothing else. It was just Anthony Davis. I'm like, bro, that's all your depth. Magic Johnson, what are you doing? Don't do this, Magic Johnson. We championed for you to be president of basketball operations for LA. We wanted we wanted another black man to have a position like that. We championed for you. Don't screw it up. Magic Johnson has been excellent as the president of basketball operations in LA so far. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That just stop, Magic. Please. You're going to trade your whole team away with the exception of LeBron for Anthony Davis. Guess what? You're not going to win anything. Because now you go from a 1-on-2, from a 1-on-5 against the Warriors to a 2-on-5 against the Warriors. You know what that's going to get you? Nowhere. Same thing's going to happen. You're going to lose, instead of getting swept, you might lose 4-1. It's not a real improvement. So if I'm Magic, I'm waiting out for free agency for Anthony Davis, and that's if he really wants to come with me. Then just hold on. We know the Lakers got money. We know they got enough money for a max spot. We know this. Be patient. Wait. His contract expires next year. Just wait until next summer. He'll be fine. He'll be there if he really wants to come. But if I'm the Pelicans, I'm sending him east. I'm getting that depth from Boston. Give me Jason Tatum. Give me Jaylen Brown. Shit, give me Gordon Hayward. He ain't doing nothing. Because it's just so much talent on that team. It's too much depth on the Celtics, if you ask me. They got guys on the bench that are starter worthy. So it's too much depth over there. I'm gonna go take out their depth. Yeah, absolutely. 100% give me Jason Tatum. Give me Jaylen Brown. Give me Gordon Hayward. Shit, if you want to give away Al Horford, yeah, I'll take him. Get that depth out of Boston. You definitely don't want to send him to LA. Why? So he could turn around and drop 40 on me 4 times this season? Absolutely not. No, wouldn't happen. So Pelicans, you got a big decision to make. Anthony Davis, who in my personal opinion is insanely overrated, right? Good player. I don't think he could ever lead a team to a finals. I don't think he could ever lead a team to a championship. But I feel like if he was your second or third best player on the team, he'd be perfect for that spot. He should not be your guy. He should not be your number one option. He should not be your leader, your lifeblood. He shouldn't. But he'd be a dope number 2. He'd be a dope number 3 player. So because he is so insanely overrated, you have a great opportunity to steal 2, 3 key pieces from another team and turn them into your own. Simple as that. And then draft a real star. Anyways, to move on from him, we're gonna move on to the UFC now. So I like to buy the UFC pay-per-views. Mainly, I did the stream thing for years. I know it's like, oh, you could just watch it for free. Man, streams are really annoying, especially now because whatever company, whether you stream in anything, they're so more on it than they used to be back when I was streaming stuff. But now you'll be in the middle of watching something and it'll just the website will just crash and go down because whomever just was like, yo, take that down. And that happens with the UFC a lot. Like I watched the Max Holloway Brian Ortega fight. I streamed that, and that was a hard watch because it's so blurry and pixelated. I also streamed the Pacquiao, Adrian Broner fight, and it took me forever until I found a decent stream to watch that fight. I watched Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury on a stream. It took me a while to find a good stream for that one. So I'd rather not just deal with that stress and annoyance, and just go ahead. I got $60. I'll buy the pay-per-view. I don't buy them often. I'm not like I only watch the shows with the stars on it, and that's why I'm gonna purchase UFC 232. That's March 2nd, T-Mobile Arena on pay-per-view. This card is stacked, honestly, and that's my thing with UFC is they do these cards, they do these super cards, and then I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do for the next 4 to 5 months? You know what I'm saying? Because the cards are just too good. What was that last super card? It was John Jones and Gustafson, and it was Nunez and Cyborg, and they had a crazy fight. Ended quick, both of them. But good pay-per-view nonetheless. I wasn't tripping over it. But yeah, then the next few pay-per-views until this one on March 2nd were like, not worth buying, if we being real. So to get to the card, you got Cody Garbrandt is on this card, and he's going against Pedro Munhoz. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Cody Garbrandt, dude he has fallen off dramatically. 2 fights against TJ Dillashaw. He lost both of them the exact same way. I think one was in the first round. The second fight ended in the second round the exact same way. Cody Garbrandt rushing the man, got caught, got dropped. It is what it is. That's the #1 rule of fighting. I'll never understand how professional fighters never follow the first rule of fighting, which is never run up like that. And Cody Garbrandt has a habit of that, and that's TJ just picked it apart, knocked him out the exact same way twice. Hopefully Cody learned from those 2 fights, because like I said in the last podcast where I talked about Cody Garbrandt, dude has heavy hands. His hands clearly hurt because he didn't even hit TJ like that in the second fight, but TJ's eye was fat after the fight when he was doing his press interview. His face was swollen, and Cody didn't even really get to put his hands on him like that. So homeboy has heavy hands. If he was just able to calm down, hone him, and just relax, he honestly, I think he'd be unstoppable in the bantamweight division. But he's going against Pedro Munhoz, who I have never seen fight before, but he's 17-3, so no scrub there. We got Tisha Torres versus whoever, I can't pronounce her name either, but she 18-1. Never seen these 2 women fight, so no scrubs there. I'm sure it'll be entertaining. This is something I'm interested in, is Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. Now, we all know Robbie Lawler, proven commodity, former welterweight world champion. 27-12-0-1 no contest. Then we got Ben Askren on the other hand, who was the dude I believe they traded for Demetrius Johnson. So Ben Askren is this dude from One Promotion, and they traded him recently to UFC. He came in with a lot of hype. He has a very entertaining Twitter, and he'll be fighting Robbie Lawler. They threw him right in there, and Dana White at the press conference said something really interesting, like, yo, I don't set these guys up for failure. This is the best fight company in the world. You go against the best mixed martial artists in the world. I don't pick and choose who lose fights. You do. So it was just kind of like that whole thing of Ben Askren kind of said, oh, he thinks I'm going to lose, and he trying to throw me to the wolves as soon as I get here. And I was like, and Dana White made with that statement that I just made, He makes a great point, Dana White. I don't choose who's win or lose because Dana White is all about that buy rate. I can't blame him for that, but especially because Ben Askren isn't one of his big stars. But like certain situations, like I wouldn't have put Conor McGregor against Khabib his first fight back in over a year or a year and a half, however long his layoff was with the whole Floyd thing. I wouldn't have put Ronda Rousey in the octagon with Amanda Nunes after a year layoff. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, it's just certain things and certain assets that you probably should want to protect. But Dana White clearly has no interest in protecting people, so it is what it is. To me, long term, you'll make more money that way. I like I said, I thought Conor should have came back instead of fight Khabib. They should have put him against like Donald Cerrone or something, and should let Conor beat on him. And then you go to the Khabib fight. That's 2-9 instead of 1 check. You got 2 checks, but instead you just threw him right to the wolf. That was Khabib, and Khabib whooped that boy's ass easy. Anyways, I 18-0 Ben Askren versus Robbie Law. I believe in Robbie Lawler a little more, so I'm gonna go with Robbie. But that Ben Askren dude is no joke either. Co-main event is my boy. I really like Tyron Woodley, and I know a lot of people hate on Tyron Woodley. I think he is the most underrated champion in the UFC currently. Dude doesn't get enough respect at all. We should respect Tyron Woodley because we are witnessing greatness and just not appreciating it because some people think he got a bad personality or whatever. But I got Tyron Woodley winning, retaining the belt against they was calling him Marty at the press conference. He wasn't with that, but he again, no scrub, man, 14-1. So it ain't gonna be easy. But I got Tyron Woodley winning that by decision. And then we got that light heavyweight championship fight. John Jones is back. And I think John Jones is going through a phase right now where he's just trying to catch up on all the stuff he missed. Dude had like 3 fights in 3 years or something, 3 fights in 4 years, something like that. It was a hard layoff. And now he's back. They're pretty much just letting him fight while steroids is in his system now. And I know a lot of John Jones fans are out there like picogram or pitogram, whatever it's called, right? So basically he's saying he got steroids in the system, but it's not enough that it'll helps his performance at all. To that, John Jones, and I like, the thing is, I like John Jones. I think John Jones is an extraordinary just athlete in general, right? But boy, has these recent affairs over the past few years knocked him off the pedestal for me personally, right? So to John Jones, man, I'm a grown man. You can't just tell me that a pinch of salt of steroids chopped up into a million pieces, or however you explained it, stayed in your system for that long, and you work out like that. I mean, if you think the way fighters work out, that would have been washed out your system. You're sparring with people. You fight people all day, swimming, just straight working out, treadmill, stuff like that. There's no way that's in your system. No way. I refuse to believe that. If UFC just be honest, we don't want to miss out on John Jones checks. He's a draw. Let's call it what it is. You guys are allowing him to fight on steroids. It is what it is. If they were more honest about their situation, I wouldn't even say nothing. But because y'all keep trying to play it off like everybody's stupid pretty much, now I'm insulted because now you expect me to believe that this man ain't taking steroids the way an athlete, an MMA fighter works out, that ain't washed out your system after a year. A pinch of salt of steroid? No. John Jones, no. But anyways, to get off that, he's going against Anthony Smith. He's going to beat Anthony Smith. He'll probably I'm going for like a guillotine in this fight. I think he's gonna submit him this time. John Jones, dude is amazing, but he's insecure. He can beat Anthony Smith without steroids. But it's that insecurity factor, man. He's not gonna do that. But yeah, I got John Jones winning. I think UFC 235 is gonna be dope. It's gonna be one of the better pay-per-views of the year. It's only that pay-per-view is in March, so that's a month away. Yeah, that would definitely be one of the better pay-per-views. But the thing is, with UFC, we won't see another really good card until probably June or July, and then they'll do a super card on one of those shows, and then we won't see another good one till November, December. So yeah, that's what I got on UFC. All right, so I'm gonna bring in my guy Matt, Road to Profit. I'm bringing in Jay Lyric, Jalen, and we're gonna talk about Avengers Endgame. All right, so we got him back again. I probably owe these dudes royalties at this point. Live via Skype, we got Jay Lyric. What's up?
What's up, man? What's up?
What's up? And then we got Matt, Road to Profit. What's good?
What's the word?
Not much. It's been a minute, right?
Yeah, it's been a long while.
Yeah, I think the last episode we all three were on, we were talking about Infinity War. So it's been like a year.
It's only about right that we talk about Endgame now.
Right. So that's exactly what we're trying to get into real quick. So last year, like I just said, we previewed Infinity War, and we kind of gave our predictions, what we thought was gonna happen, who we thought was gonna die, all that good stuff. So we're pretty much just gonna run it back. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay, so before we get into that though, I do want to let y'all know that we were like 100% wrong. The first time around, everybody we said was gonna die ended up living, and everybody we said was gonna live ended up dying. So to me, that made the movie even better to me. So first of all, how y'all feel about that?
So I feel like Marvel does a good job at keeping us on our toes. You know, like some people say that one problem that they got with Marvel movies is that it's never an end. Like the end is never truly an end. It's always a setup for the next movie, and I don't have a problem with that. You know, even Infinity War kind of was an end. Like he just sat at the sunset, you know, after winning. So I kind of liked it that end. I don't think anybody's seen Spider-Man, Black Panther, and everybody else dying. Like that's the crazy part. So I think Marvel does a good job at that, and I can only see them doing more of a good job in the next film. To be honest with you.
Okay, how you feel about that, Ro? Because we were like I said earlier, we were like 100% wrong in our preview last year.
So I'm guessing the question was, what was the question exactly? Like I said, I was having some issues.
Oh yeah, just pretty much how you feel about being 100% wrong from last year, because we pretty much all had the same answer last year, and everybody we said who was gonna die ended up living, and everybody who we said was gonna make it through ended up dying.
In retrospect, I'm glad with what I thought, because Captain America, he's one of like my favorite characters, period. I'm glad he made it through.
No, wait, can I clarify that? I would like to clarify that. Chris Evans, Captain America. It's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. Are you talking about Ultimate Cap? Because that motherfucker is an asshole, bro.
Oh yeah, I don't really like Ultimate Cap, or I don't like the American Patriot. Oh, America is the greatest thing ever, Cap. I just like the Chris Evans portrayal of Captain America. That's all.
That's the only one I like too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I mean, I'm glad he made it through, and I'm interested to see that. I'm interested to see how he fits into the next one, because it seems like Endgame is more focused on him this time, whereas Infinity War was focused more on like Iron Man and Thor and the Guardians. So it'll be interesting to see the next one.
Right. So y'all watched the Super Bowl, like right before the game started. There was an in-game trailer. Now, I closed my eyes during that because y'all know I got this thing about trailers. I feel like I don't need to watch them for movies I know are going to be quality. So, like y'all could talk about the trailer. Like, you could tell me what happened, I guess, for the sake of the podcast. But let's talk about the trailer real quick, what you thought, and then we'll get into all our predictions and stuff.
That trailer had me, to be honest with you. Like,
say it again?
The trailer had me wanting more. Like, out of the 30 seconds or so that we saw, like, what do you think?
Man, they really, how can I say this? Marvel's doing a good job at keeping everything hush-hush. You know, like I heard someone say that in all the Marvel trailers, they don't show no more than the first 30 minutes of the film. And I think for Endgame, they ain't showing no more than the first 5 minutes. To be honest with you, it's just that much of things that they keeping on hush. To be honest, so it's really nothing to decode from what we see. I mean, we seen Captain America get a new shield. We seen their battle cry. You know, they rally enough to fight something, but we don't know. All that is still on the DL. So I guess we just really got to go to the movie or wait till the actual trailer come out, because these both are just teasers. So we just got to wait.
I'll say this though about the teaser, the 30-second joint that we got last night. I really like the atmosphere they set with how after the snap, how they had a little support group with Cap at the beginning, and then how, you know, we see that poster that says like, what do we do now that they're gone? I thought that was really dope, and that's another thing that Marvel is fucking exceptional at. They world build so fucking well. It's crazy.
Yeah, another thing that I really liked, if you also watch the teaser, it's like the Statue of Liberty, and then around the Statue of Liberty, it's a whole bunch of boats that like washed up to like shore because no one was in there due to the snap. Like, I thought that was really cool as well.
Crazy.
Yeah. So you said something interesting, Jalen. You said they were rallying together to fight something. Are you trying to insinuate that Thanos not gonna be in the next movie, or?
I'm pretty sure they don't want to take that L again. G, I ain't gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you.
I mean, the gauntlet is gone. The gauntlet is all fucked up. So, like, they could take it. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Wait.
Oh, man.
So if they ain't fighting Thanos, then who you think they fighting? I know y'all read the comics and stuff. Y'all way more into the comics than I am. So, like, who would be, like, how can you even follow that without just having them fight Thanos again? Like,
I don't know. I think, I'm not saying they not fighting Thanos. I'm just saying I wouldn't fight Thanos a second time. That's just me. I wouldn't go back to that, you know. But if they do, they definitely gonna need some outside help, because the people that they got now are less than the people that they had. And if they can't defeat him with the people that they had, then there's no way they defeating him with the people that they got now. That's just what I'm saying. And but I think I've seen theories that people saying that, you know, maybe Silver Surfer was gonna appear, or, you know, something like that. So if they had that much help, then I think, you know, they could probably defeat him. But other than that, I really don't know. Like, I don't know if Thanos is still gonna be the villain, but I wouldn't make him the villain again.
The way I feel now is like, I don't think they're fighting Thanos. Because, like, I don't know. I don't see how they could at this point. But I also feel like they're not fighting anybody else. I feel like maybe this whole film is going to be them just trying to pick up the pieces and looking for... It's going to be them searching for the stones to reset shit to before everything got fucked up. That's how I feel, at least.
So you explain the stones like they like, are they like Dragon Balls or something? Well, like, if you use them, they all spread out, or?
Nah, they still on the gauntlet.
Right, that's why I was like, I figured he still had them. See,
yes, the thing is that the gauntlet is all fucked up, and we don't know if that means
he can't use it, right?
What?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So with that being said, okay, so obviously they have to bring everybody back. Spider-Man, Black Panther, they all got, you know, movie. Spider-Man got a movie coming out right after this, so we know somehow, some way they're gonna get brought back. I was thinking,
and they say, real quick, just to interject, I think Captain America may die in this film.
I think that's a lock. I think Iron Man and Captain America, that's our lock in this movie. I thought it was a lock the last movie. I'm predicting them to die again because it just make the most sense to me. But
I don't think Iron Man is dying. I think Captain America is dying though. I've seen the video and they was talking about how, like, Tony, because, like, I don't know if you remember, but in Infinity War, Tony was talking about, oh yeah, y'all all invited to my wedding, this and that. So I think the next movie is going to end off on his wedding, you know. And if you watched, well, you haven't watched the trailer, but if you watched the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, this guy pointed it out. He was like, "Don't nobody look sad in that movie." like it's one interaction with, like, Happy, you know, Tony Stark's assistant, and Peter and Aunt May, right? And don't nobody like seem like, you know, down or nothing. You feel me? So I think Tony Stark might survive, and you know, Captain America might bite the bullet.
So wait, what about Thor though? You think Thor out of here too?
No, Thor probably gonna go off somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
Here's the thing. So, like, we don't know when the next Spider-Man movie is set. We don't know if it's before.
They say that it's set like moments after, like literally moments after the events of Endgame.
They've lied.
Endgame. I mean, they have, but I don't know,
well, who is
to lie about that.
Who is they though? Is this Marvel talking?
Yeah, like some, yeah.
Okay.
And they say Endgame is supposed to be like almost 3 hours long, so.
Well, the first one was. But see, so here's my thing. This is probably the most confusing, most vague like signs Marvel has ever given. Like we talked about earlier, how Marvel is always keeping you on your toes, always giving you a little some extra to look forward to. This is the most vague it seemed that Marvel has ever been with a movie. Am I wrong?
What?
No, I was saying this is probably the most vague Marvel has ever been with a movie. Like, they really not trying to give you anything, right?
Yeah, right.
So, with that being said, first of all, what are your predictions? I know we said everybody is pretty much saying Captain America is pretty much done. Like, how do you think they're going, like...
That's more due to Chris Evans though, because he went on a whole Twitter saying goodbye to the Marvel Universe, so he really did that himself. But I know from Endgame, we're definitely gonna get the death or just the goodbye. You know, maybe he may not die. We don't know, but it's definitely gonna be his final. You know, he's gonna be leaving after this movie. That's gonna happen in Endgame for sure.
You think the door is open?
I can't wait to see Captain Marvel incorporated. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, that's something we actually forgot to mention. I forgot about her. Yeah, Captain Marvel is she'll be some extra firepower too. But do you beat Thanos? Do he have a change of heart and bring everybody back? Like I don't see them really physically putting hands on him and beating him. Like that seemed very far fetched at this point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably in Infinity War.
Wait, say that again, Matt.
He's not the type to have a change of heart.
I don't think so. I think he's the type. I mean, did you see the agony he went through when he had to kill Gamora? I think
but he did still kill her.
That's true. That's true. He just ain't had the right person to talk to. I'm pretty sure Steve Rogers and him had a one-on-one. One-on-one just talking. He'll be like, "You're right," talking on jutsu, and there you go.
I think he'd give him respect because Captain America is just that type of dude, but that's as far as actually going.
Okay, so pretty much again, this is the fun part of this movie to me, is that we really genuinely we thought we had all the answers with the first one. They swerved us so hard that we don't even really know what's going on or what's gonna happen. We don't even to the point we don't even know if they're gonna fight Thanos at all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. To be honest, right?
That's the dope part of the movie. But what's the most confusing part is we know for a fact Spider-Man is coming out. You said Marvel confirmed that it's moments after Endgame, which means everybody getting brought back, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with, and this is my final answer, and this is probably the corniest finish they could possibly do. I'm going with the Thanos change of heart finish, him bringing everybody back, changing his ways. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Or people been talking about time travel too.
Yeah, I could definitely see that shit. Time travel to get the stones before Thanos does.
Yeah.
That's an option.
Well, who can time travel though? Captain Marvel or something?
No, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, remember they opened up the quantum realm.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, they did. I saw that. Yeah. So they can time travel, right?
Yeah.
So Ant-Man gonna be the savior? Wouldn't that be a little? I mean, that'd be different.
It'd be like Shinsuke Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble, right?
So y'all got Ant-Man coming in with the save?
Man, I don't know what's going on, to be honest,
Because
bro.
Ant-Man's supposed to be like in the like in another dimension or something right now, right? He's supposed to be.
That's very true. That's very true.
So how would they figure that
But
out?
even in the teaser, bro, you got to watch the teasers, bro. In the teasers, he popped up at the Avengers headquarters and was like, "Yo, let me in." Like you just got to watch the teasers, bro.
All right, I might have to, cause now I'm thirsty. When the movie come out again? April, May,
April 26th.
April 26th for sure.
Day before my birthday.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts on Endgame in general? Any final predictions at all before we get up out of?
I just want to say that Chris Evans has been a terrific Captain America. Very noble, very, very brave. You know, someone to look up to, and I appreciate his portrayal in that role. Thank you, Chris Evans.
I want to say this too about Chris Evans. He's like the equivalent to like Christopher Reeves as Superman for like our generation. Like that's how strongly I feel he's portrayed the character.
That's true. That's very true. Wow.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's all from the Chris Evans Appreciation Podcast. Nah, but straight up though, Chris Evans is out. Winter Soldier is one of the dopest Marvel movies. Period. It's top 10. Most people will say top 5, and you know I wouldn't debate that with anybody. But yeah, shouts out to Chris Evans. I don't believe he the only one down though. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw Thor and Iron Man in there though. Somebody more than one person gotta go. There is no way. No, they're gonna bring everybody back and only one person died. That sound a little crazy to me. Maybe I don't know.
Tony Stark not dying, G. Tony Stark not dying. Thor may die, but Captain America is a definite. So Captain America is a definite. Thor is a maybe, and Tony Stark is staying alive.
Tony Stark is retiring for like a rancher.
Yeah, he's retiring. I agree with that one. He's retiring for sure.
But you don't think they'll kill him all?
No, they're not killing him all. But he definitely retiring.
Okay. Is the by the way, is the third Guardians movie gonna happen now? They don't have a director anymore. So are they gonna kill? They might kill them off and maybe just kind of throw out that movie.
Chris Pratt said that it's definitely gonna happen, but at the same time, if it doesn't happen, they don't have to use that same roster of Guardians. Because in the comics, I know in the comics right now, it's switched up, the roster. So, you know, they don't have to use those same people.
Okay, for sure. All right, is that it? Plugs, Twitters, Instagrams, get all that out the way real quick.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @J__. Is @_JAYTOTHE_.
All right, Matt.
Follow me on Twitter at Rose773_.
For sure. And I'm real big me on everything. Snapchat, I'm at Y2J still because they won't let me change it. All right, it's the Big Man Podcast. It's Jay Lyric. It's Road to Profit. We out.